We are now, okay, so hello everyone. Welcome to the, hello word walker. um, we are doing a book birthday celebration. My book birthday for my book, He's Making Diamonds, was yesterday, but Jessica has agreed to come and play games with me today. It's Christmas and July themed, which is why I have Christmassy outfit here.
I got a white jacket. That's about as far as I got.
Uh-oh. There you go. White works. And that's better. I just am only showing my chin up, so I don't have to. So I guess, Jessica, do you want to introduce yourself?
Sure. I'm author Jessica Greyson. I published, oh dear, I always forget. People ask me, and I've done a couple different, I've written more than I've published, so I kind of get the numbers mixed up. But I have 3 fictional books published: Annabeth's War, Sufficient Grace, and Catherine Castle. I have an allegory, which is a super short story called Enemy Born, and I have a itsy bitsy 6 little essays on women and singleness called Waiting for Isaac.
Which all of those are amazing. I've read all of the published ones. They're all good, guys. You need to read them. Sufficient Grace is my personal favorite, but
I have mine too. Oh, they all have really, like, it kind of depends like on the season of my life, like which one is like has a part in my heart. But yeah.
Yeah. I mean, they're just, yeah. It's like choosing between children sometimes.
Can you really choose? I don't think so.
I don't know. Not me. I mean, I only have one published, so that makes it easier.
You have more to I know you do.
Yeah, I'm writing the 4th one right now. So.
Yay!
So hi Haley, hi Radiant Riverflower. Radiant Riverflower one was very competitive in the games yesterday.
Ooh, that's always good to have. We always think the player is competitive.
Yep. Hey Angela, I see you over on Facebook. Yeah, so we're gonna be playing, we're gonna do a Q&A afterwards. So if you have questions about indie publishing, about being writers, about anything like that.
Faith in publishing.
Yeah.
The limit?
Yeah, I mean, ask us our opinions on The Princess Bride and we will go into it.
That's a great
promise. I'm just offering your opinions up for the world.
Who knows what could come.
But first we're gonna play a game. So we're gonna play Stage the Page, which I think is originated from Young Writers Workshop. I don't know if the idea did, but at least the title, I don't know. But it is, Angela says on Facebook that I do have more books coming. Yeah, so we're gonna be playing Stage the Page. So you guys comment. We have, you want to share which books you have with you today?
Yes, absolutely, sir. I have with me my short story, Enemy Born. I have Annabeth's War, which is the first one I ever published. And then I have Catherine Castle with me, so
yeah. Nice. There we go. And I have He's Making Diamonds. We're gonna, so you guys, here's what you do. You're going to comment a page number and yeah, just comment a page number. Not like 2,000 because our books don't go that long.
No. Maybe we should tell them like how many.
Yeah, what's your longest one?
207 in Catherine Castle, and they can, yeah. Well, obviously you can start as low as page 1. But.
Yeah. Okay. So don't go above 307, but comment a page number and we will read you a quote from that page. And it's going to be out of context. So either it'll be really intriguing or it will just be hilarious because you're not going to have any clue what's going on.
It's been so long since I read my book, I might not have clues going on either.
I know. Yep. So go ahead and comment page numbers for us. Do you what's the longest book you've ever written while we wait for their answer?
It took me 5 years to write it, and it was kind of based on like when I was living in Asia, and all my Asian experiences got crammed into one book, and it's 150,000 words. Is that right?
That's long.
Yeah, it's
I
like
haven't gotten to half that.
it's like 678 pages. So books like
Nice.
it's too many pages for me to think about it editing.
Editing. I don't like
Our dear friend.
it.
All right, we've got page numbers.
Yeah, I think 50 was, Angela says page 50.
Mhm.
So you pick a book and choose page 50. I'll see if I can find 50 in mine.
Captivating Castles on the top, so I'm going to grab page 50 in there if I can find it. It does exist in here somewhere.
Gotta find it. Let's see. It's a good quote here. Should I go with like super deep or just super random?
Always go deep. I'll go random because it's like the end of a chapter. So if you want to do deep and meaningful, I'll do random.
Okay. Well, okay, here's mine then. Just one line. It's very basic. It's talking about God. He alone knows what is best. He alone knows exactly what we need.
Men, do I really have to go follow that up? Because that was like...
Go for it.
All right. Alexander's hand moved to strike him. Talion stepped out of reach and shook his head.
All right, we have next page is 14, page 14.
I'll grab my little book because 14 the little book.
Yeah, there you go. It does. I just passed 14. You want to go first if you find one?
I'm sorry. Should it just be one line or should it be like
you could do more if you want. You could do more.
All right. Well, this is from Enemy Born. Tears stung my eyes. My mouth and throat were dry. I turned to look at him. How can you? I love you, he answered.
That book was so good.
I like that story so much.
Mm-hmm. I don't know what to do here. I don't have, it's like mid-story. It doesn't make any sense, but okay, let's see. Things, let's see. Okay, so I was talking about things that had like changed because I have a long-term illness. So these things have changed my life, but even more than these practical limitations, I have changed in much deeper ways. Impactful, refinement, stronger, humbling. Those are so I'll stop there, but those are words that people had told me described their chronic illness. Hey, Rachel. So page 37, we have from Radiant Riverflower.
All right. 37. And since I'm switching it up, everyone, we'll go to Annabeth's War.
Okay.
Oh. That's all I'm wondering what's on the page.
Do you already have the one?
I have the page open, but I'm trying to like figure out context.
Well, here's mine. I did annotate my own book. Like I went through and I specifically have been going through it recently because I haven't read it since I published it and like making notes. I don't know. This is how it's changed. This is how my views changed, and yet this is what it's still true. So
I know as authors are constantly wanting to edit almost, but then also leave it in the same way it came, because in some way the first version you publish is perfection, but you're like, yeah, no,
Yes.
it could be stronger. I think
Yes.
this thing now. And
Yes.
so yes, authors and their little notes we make on our books.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've been like, I went into it going, I need to have grace on myself. I need to have grace on myself because I know it's what it's supposed to be. But yeah, there's still like, I want to change that and I want to change this. What about that comma? I don't like that comma.
Have you ever thought about reading the character after you publish?
Oh man.
Oh, it is what it is. So,
all right, here's mine. The opposite of joy is not suffering. It's not. The opposite of joy is despair. Suffering can even foster joy if we allow it. Actually, let me keep going. Suffering rips away all of the false happiness that we think is joy and allows us to learn the hard lesson that joy is not a general thing. Okay, my comment in here, I wrote, huh? Question mark? Because I didn't like the term general thing. To me, I wanted it to be more specific.
Well, I love it because it's so true, and joy is really a choice. I think a lot of us think it just like springs out of like happy moments in life and sprinkles and cupcakes and puppy dogs, but it is a choice. And I just love that you recognize that and you put that in there because it's so true.
Learned it the hard way.
More beautiful part. All right, so we have a random quote from me, I guess.
Which book is this?
Annabeth's War.
Okay.
And do you know which way she went? A. Ransom waited. The man. I jumped a line because I looked up. All right. Ransom waited. The man went back to work. Are you going to answer my question? Nay.
I love it. So much. The characters in that book is so much fun.
They really are. I thoroughly enjoyed them. So.
Hi everyone joining. So hi Kenna and Karis and Beth. We're doing Stage the Page for the Young Writers Workshop people who just joined that know what that is. But basically, give us a random page number and we'll give you either a deep quote or an out of context one that makes you laugh.
And do we have one more page number, 109?
We do. Yes.
I'm going to go back to Captive Ring Castle. Just cycle through these unless there's not a low enough number.
That's the beginning of my... That's the first page of the chapter here. It's actually the first page of chapter 9, and yesterday the live reading I did was chapter 8. Do you already have one?
I'm trying. Well, you know what? I can just do the very first line because I don't know. There's a lot, and it's like it's so funny when you're jumping like mid sentence or mid story. It's like there's so much context and out of context. It sounds so weird, but yeah, we'll just do one liner here. One liner quotations and explanation, but still one sentence, sort of.
Go for
Don't
it.
ask me about grammar.
I'm like, oh no.
Why? She whispered as a shiver ran through her.
Ooh. I'm like trying to remember what scene this is in.
The second line is, you certainly are a sheltered thing, aren't you? Alexandra squirmed slightly. Bonus lines.
Bonus lines, that's awesome. All right, here's mine. This chapter was called Peace in Storms, but this is the setting it up, so it's a lot of questions. Surrender your fears to him. It's so easy to be afraid. And with a chronic illness, there are so many things to worry about. Will we ever get better? Will we be sick forever? There's a whole paragraph of questions, but I'll stop there.
Some seriously good questions, though.
Hey, Kate. Okay, so Radiant Riverflower says the first thing that comes to mind is the song Joy by For King and Country, Sarah. Yeah, that's it. I love that song. I think it came out after I published the book, but I have this playlist that I created when I wrote He's Making Diamonds. It's actually, you can access it on my website, but I made this playlist of all the songs that went with each chapter that really like resonated with me as I wrote. Do you do that?
I do sometimes make a compilation of like a playlist for like certain stories or certain songs that I just feel are certain characters.
Mm-hmm.
I don't often share them with people. I don't know. It's kind of like being my character's secret.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, but yeah, there's definitely some songs that I will say even shape characters. Like, especially when you're first starting to get to know them, when you're writing fiction, sometimes you're like, this needs to be this character, or a song is like, that is so that character's theme song. And so, yeah, it goes through a playlist. And
Mm-hmm. That's cool. I really realized when I shared my songs that it's not my songs, but the songs for the book, that how personal it was. Like I shared it and then I went, oh, this is like my heart.
I want people to know my heart. It's so hard to let people in on that sometimes.
It is. It really is. But yeah, I tend to send people, so when I'm beta reading a book or alpha reading a book or something, I will send and I know the author personally, most of the time I will send them songs that, sorry, I keep getting distracted by the echo, that fit with their character or their, whatever it is. And it really, yeah, they get it. I don't know how they feel about it. They're like, thank you, but who knows? Maybe they're like, no. I don't know. I'm losing my train of thought.
No, and I think it's really sweet that you do that, because sometimes it helps really authors to see how you see their characters. And it's really a gift. I know every once in a while with my beta readers, when I'm sending something, sometimes I'll send them music that I will feel goes along with the chapter. Like, if I wrote a series or a scene or a chapter that's like written in the rain, I'll include that like little rainmaker thing. Like listen to this while you read this chapter, and then you can play this music in the background, and
That's
hopefully
so
that will like
cool.
set like the mood for you.
I love that.
So I
That's
don't know
awesome.
if they actually utilize it.
No, I would totally do that. That is cool. Oh man, that's cool. Because there's so many options for like back ambiance noises and stuff like that.
It really is.
That's cool. Yeah, I usually just send my when I for alpha readers, I usually am just sending them a chapter at a time. So I'll send them like a meme of where my writing brain is at that point in time.
That's great. I
This is
love
the
that.
current days. Exactly. Yeah.
There's so many responses to that.
I have a whole Pinterest board to choose from.
Oh, that's fun.
It's a private board. Okay. Oh, that's funny. Yeah. Well, do you guys have any more pages you want us to read? No?
Kind of quiet.
Or I know, like it was like, here's a bunch and then silence. If you're on YouTube or Facebook or Instagram, I can see comments from everywhere, or we can both see comments from everywhere. We're seeing everything. So yeah, we're playing. If you want us to read a random page in our book, choose a page and we will find a quote. If you have joined and haven't heard me explain it already. Or if you just have questions about writing or about whatever,
Mm-hmm. Or what I'm drinking. I'm drinking water, by the way.
Nice.
Oh,
Yeah, I have my water set up.
thank you, Reading River Flower. And that's
Thank
actually one of my favorite mottos is Kernon, which is why not in Latin. So thank you. Nice
Oh,
up
that's
there.
cool.
It's the Lafayette family motto, and I think it fits Lafayette very well. He's one of my heroes.
Uh-huh. That's really cool.
So if you ever get an email from me, it's usually on the bottom of my email. Usually.
I'll have to pay attention to that. I keep getting emails. I don't catch those details.
Well, it's like Kernon, which is Latin, and she says Lafayette's family motto, so it could be like, what on earth? Where is it? It's just me?
So my page 78, it's there's a subtitle here, and it says self-conscious, and then here too. I did a book photo shoot with a friend on Monday because I was taking pictures for my book birthday thing yesterday, like tomorrow, yesterday, and she said just open it and look like you're reading it. And so I opened it and it was to this page and it said self-conscious and I literally was so self-conscious. So I just started laughing. It's like she didn't know why I was laughing. She thought I was just being weird because that's me. And so she was like, okay, now smile at it, but not like it's hilarious, the most hilarious thing you've ever seen. Just smile normally. And I'm like, no, you don't understand.
Absolutely.
Yep. So story time with Sarah.
Always a good time.
Oh, okay, here we go. I've been told by multiple people that this is the part of my book that this sentence most impacted them, which isn't, it's not like super deep or anything, it's just super raw. I looked in the bathroom mirror and a tear slipped out. I just want to be pretty, I whispered. One of my grandmothers in particular, she was very struck by that line.
It's a very striking line. It's interesting that we both have, like, I'll be honest, this is like a serious part of the book. Like, it's when Annabeth is telling Ransom all about herself, and it's like, so it's interesting because we have both like thought-provoking climax points, I think, in the book. She looked out at the stream, her eyes blind to what was before her, as memories floated in her mind.
I gotta be careful. Now I need to reread your books. Start talking with them enough. I have a friend, Esther, who if we get talking about your books enough, I'm like, no, now I gotta go read them.
Yeah, I'm getting to the point where I need to read through them too, because I mean, it's one of those things, you write them for yourself and then you put through all the labor of editing them, and by the time you've read them for the 10th time, you don't think you want to read them anymore. But then you get away from them from like a couple years later and you're like, I missed them, and I wrote them because I wanted to read about people like them, and now I need to go back and read them and see what's going on.
Yeah.
So
I think it's good for authors to reread their books. Like,
it is.
Especially once it's been a few years or even just, yeah, where you've gotten away from, I don't like this anymore. And you can be, see it with fresh eyes and just with more life experience.
So much more life experience. And so much more author experience.
You have to read with grace. I'm learning the hard way. But yeah.
You still love it because it doesn't matter how old you get, it's still very much a part of you, which I think is kind of like really sweet milestones of being an author.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's interesting, like, going back and seeing this is where I was at this point in time. Like, it's just such a clear overall picture of where my heart was at that point.
Mm-hmm.
And then the other books too that I've not yet released, but yeah.
The world awaits.
So we'll see soon, maybe not. Eventually.
That's what I've been telling myself the last 2.5 years.
Was it Tracking Ruby was the most recent release, right?
Yeah, which I kind of actually pulled.
Oh, you did?
I did. So it's still around because they request it, but I still love this story.
Mm-hmm.
But it's one of those things like author image. I realized it's not the story I really want to tell.
Mm-hmm.
So I pulled it, and I just have my Kingdom Adventure books. So, hi Ben. So, yeah, it might come back up someday, but right now it's in hiding.
Mm-hmm. Well, I loved it, but
Thank you for loving it. And that's honestly what I published it with, because it's been a long time since I really published something, and I really wanted to give something to my audience. And I really felt like the people who were waiting for something got it. And so now you kind of have it, and I don't really have any like newish people. It's been so long since I've done something, but yeah. So if people request it, you can get a copy, but it is
well, now you guys know.
limited edition surprise. Just the Greyson still surprises. So
Yeah. I loved the Pride and Prejudice tie-ins to that.
it's a very fun time. I love tonight. So we can, if you have any questions, or we're reading excerpts from our book, so if you just give us a random page number, we'll read a random excerpt from the book, whether serious or humorous, or
just confusing.
It's just confusing. That's all. We will surprise you.
And I mean, if you want, you can specify what kind you want.
This is true. And then if you don't have any quotes you want us to read, you can just always ask us a question about writing, publishing, or just listen to us ramble. That's all kinds of options.
I mean, if you don't give us a specific thing to talk about or do, we're just going to ramble, which is fun, but also is that what you want
for us?
Get my own water. Oh, I got these, my librarian Christmas in July glasses that I have neglected to wear. Also, they don't work with this hat.
Those are hilarious. Like, that's some serious fire. I see.
Why, thank you. Annie Grace says on Facebook, just came in. So fun to see all of you. Hi.
Good to see you.
Yeah. We're celebrating book birthday, which was yesterday. Jessica is helping me celebrate. We're reading random quotes so quick from our book. So if you want, comment a page number. We will read something random. Radiant Riverflower on Instagram says, I can throw out random numbers, but I feel like I should be giving other people time.
Or you can ask us questions.
Yeah, if you got a question. Do you have any plans for releases soon, or projects in the works?
I do. I have 2 short stories that I'm hoping to release, and they're uber short stories, around 3,000 words each. One is actually a short story about Talion, when he was a boy before he came to Raven Castle. So it's just this little glimpse into Talion's life before he was Talion of Raven Castle. And then
I just realized I don't think I've been pronouncing his name right this entire time.
How
I read the book years ago.
Doesn't
Just
matter.
Talon. Not Italian.
Yeah, it looks very much like Talon, but I pronounced it secretly in my head Talon. Talon.
Well,
Since
I
it's
mean,
like
you can
I,
decide.
it's like Italian without the I, so Talon.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I think I put a pronunciation guide in there, but it's not really clear, and it's like 4 names, so it's like King Arik.
Well, I have a bad habit of not reading the pronunciation guide until I finish the book, and then I've got it set in my head already.
So don't worry about it. What I need to do is read my own audiobooks and then release them, and then
There we
people won't have to worry about anything.
So that was one of the short stories.
Yes, and then the other one is a completely not what I usually write short story. It's called The Uncle Outlaw, and it's kind of like Homer Price meets the Ransom of Little Red Chief short story, and so little boy gets the words confused, in-law and outlaw, and tells their babysitter that Uncle Outlaw is coming to visit, and hopefully it's hilarious and enjoyable.
Fun.
So we'll see. But it's one of those those little things, like everything's practically ready, but I have to write the little blurb about the book. That's the blurb. I have to write the blurb and put it on Instagram.
I mean, yeah.
And then it's ready to go. So.
Yeah. I really stressed over my blurb.
They are stressful. They're stress-inducing.
I mean,
very
you gotta
helpful.
cram a whole book into 200 words or something like that? I don't even know. But not give too much away.
Exactly. It's one of those things, it's like designing the cover. Because you're trying to tell the story, but without selling. No, you're trying to sell the story without telling the story.
Mm-hmm.
And it's hard to do that in combination. You want the questions, you want to draw the reader in, but you don't want to tell too much.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That was your random cover advice.
Yes. Cover advice with Jessica. I mean, you know what you're doing more than I do. I was like, a family friend designed my cover, and they're like, "What do you want?" I'm like, "I don't know, a diamond on the front."
It looks cool.
And then he created it, and I love it. I had no clue what I wanted anyway, which might have been helpful. I didn't have this expectation of something.
And that really, there's the whole gamut of people who are having their books published, and there's they have to be so tall, have this shaded color hair, they have to wear this kind of outfit, and especially since I'm a photographic manipulator, it's I'm sorry, I can't deliver that unless I'm custom modeling, making and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's people who are I don't know, but if you can, I want this stuff. It's it's a little broad.
Yeah.
And then there's people who give you the vision. It's I kind of want something like this, but use your artistic abilities the best you can. And those are honestly the most fun to work with because there's a lot you can do, and it allows you to play into your creativity and try and deliver their story as best as possible.
Cool. Yeah, I don't think I'm cut out for that. But I really appreciate those who are. And I'm not one of those ones who's this is my idea. I'm more just one of the people who has no idea what she wants. And I know that that's frustrating for people, but.
But you still had an idea. You had a vision, you had a title, and I think that part of your book really does show up quite well. I mean, you won the diamond, you got the diamond, and
I mean, yeah. Oh, I guess there's two. It's confusing having two cameras. I'm not sure where to look at. And then I'll make eye contact with you on one, and then switch.
I know, it's so much fun. So many places to go. So little time.
Yeah.
So.
Annie on Facebook says, or were you, sorry, am I interrupting?
No, go ahead.
Okay. I didn't know if you had, it just sounded like the fire alarm went off. But I don't think it did.
Over on my end.
Oh, okay.
What's going on over there?
I'm like, I can't tell if this is real or not. Yeah, so
Turn the
Annie.
volume off on my other thing you're doing. Yes, Annie.
Annie says happy birthday to my book and that she loves it. And thank you, Annie. Thank you. Whoop. I keep messing up this camera over here because it won't stay still. Well, Nicole, I don't know if you're still here, but welcome.
Give me 1 second. Can I have just a few minutes? All right. Yeah. Sorry. Thank you. Sorry, I'm in a public place, and it's the quietest place, but it's also a public place. So.
Well, I'm thankful for you making it work. I know you've got stuff going on.
Joseph doing this out of town.
Well, if you guys have any questions, I was going to say any last questions, but you haven't asked any yet. So if you have any questions for us, now's the time. Otherwise, we will bid you adieu, and I will tell you to go buy Jessica's books and read Jessica's books, and then tell me about them when you've read them because they're amazing. And now I'm just going to embarrass her, you know.
I'll just put a cover up.
There we go. Yeah. I never know how to react to that kind of thing. A few seconds, I guess.
See if there's any delay.
Yeah, I think there is like a 5-second delay, especially for Facebook and YouTube.
That makes sense.
Not sure. I'm just, I'm not covered in whipped cream, so I'm happy. Yesterday.
Whipped cream is one of the delights of life.
Yeah. Well, I can't eat normal whipped cream. So yesterday doing the game that involved me getting pied in the face over and over again, I was like, I don't want to consume it because it's gonna make me sick, but it's covered.
Can you do like the almonds?
Yeah, well, I can't do that, but I could do like coconut whipped cream or something. Okay. It was just not.
But it almost seems wasteful because that's stuff you can't eat.
It is, yeah, and it's a little more expensive, I think. So, yeah, we just went with the generic cheap stuff.
All good stuff.
Well, thank you guys for coming and for participating. Thank you, Jessica, for helping me celebrate and for sharing parts of your book. Guys, definitely go read Jessica's books and visit her website. Yeah, you could, I'm sure it's, yeah.
JessicaGreyson.com. It's really easy
There we
to find.
go. Like, where should I direct them to? But yeah, and I suggest Sufficient Grace because that's my favorite, but I like them all. So, yeah. Have a good rest of your day, everyone.
Thank you so much for having me on here, Sarah, and happy birthday to you.
Thank you.
Congratulations. I'm so thrilled that you have shared your journey with others, and I've seen it bless others. So thank you for being a light and a joy.
Thank you, Jessica.
Aww.
Bye.